YouTube. Hey, check out what I got for like $5. Yeah, look at that. Actually, I was gonna buy this, but then my cousin bought it for me for like for a late Christmas present. So hey, I got a free game. Yeah. So anyway, remember it was like early to mid last year, early to mid 2015, somewhere in there. Remember there was a movement called Better PSN. It was like hashtag Better PSN. Because when you want to put something out there, you want to start a movement, you put the pound sign in front of it, which is called a hashtag now, and you say that's a movement or whatever. So that's a thing that happened. It happens all the time. We've seen it many times. It's still around. But one of those very things was Better PSN, where people were like, hey, a lot of PlayStation gamers were sitting there going, well, we're paying you for our online now to play games online. You need to step it up. I mean, it's still terrible. You need to make it to the standard of where if we're paying for it, make it worth it. And because Sony was still getting hit by attacks, and there was still the whole Lizard Squad thing, Christmas 2014 or something like that. I don't remember if the Better PSN came before or after that. So like I said, it could have been 2014, but I think it was 2015. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. So that came up, and then it just died. And you didn't hear about it ever again. And so the other day I was wondering why they would do that. Like, what happened? Where did this, this whole movement came from, where they, they're starting this thing up and it just disappeared. I mean, I've never seen it happen like that before. And then so this morning I was watching a video from Dave's Had Enough, and he mentioned that he asked because he was making a response video to somebody comparing like PS Plus to Xbox Live Games of Gold or like that. And his question was, there was a voting, they asked PlayStation gamers to vote which game they would like to see come out for PS Plus or what is it for PS Plus, or was it PlayStation Now or whatever? I think it was PS Plus. Like, what game would they want to see come out for PS Plus? And there's a voting thing for that. And then Dave was like, what happened to that game? And I'm sitting there he mentioned what game it was, I forgot, but he said, yeah, it was the most requested game that was voted for, and it didn't come out. He was like, what happened to it? Right? And that's when it finally hit me, because the past couple days, with all these talks again about PSN being down, I know they said, PSN's going to be down until the 7th, which thankfully turned out to be full bullshit. I think it was down for a day or whatever, but that made me wonder what happened to the Better PSN movement. And then I realized that the two things are actually related, if you think about it, because when Better PSN, the movement came, and then all of a sudden, not too long after that, or around the same time, that's when Sony came out and said, well, hey, why don't you vote for what game you want to come out for PS Plus? And then people got so excited about that, I can vote now, yay! They completely forgot about Better PSN, and they went to vote, which now looks like voted for nothing. So, yeah, that was a huge smokescreen, and it answered my question. So, what happened was, a lot of the PlayStation gamers stepped up, and they said, hey, what are you doing? You gotta make this better. And then Sony just dangled some kind of carrot in front of us all and said, okay, maybe not also, because I didn't fall for that shit. But, they dangled the carrot, the shiny little keys. Where are my keys, Frankies? Hey, look at the shiny objects. That's a free game you can vote for. What over that? And everybody completely forgot about the Better PSN, and it just disappeared. And that's what happened there. So that's something you got to look out for from all the companies. I mean, seriously. One could even say that the Smash ballot was another way of doing that for for Smash Brothers. Vote for your character, because I think around that time Nintendo was also under fire for what are you doing? What are you doing, Nintendo? What's going on here? And they once again dangled the carrot, or the shiny keys, the shiny object in front of us. And yeah, I fell for that one too. So I'm not saying I'm any better. I went and voted. Oh, I'm going to vote. And, we all forgot about all the shit. And I think this just happens a lot. So, and I think it's something we need to look out for more often because we all fell for it. We're sitting there we start something and then they just distract us and we're like, ooh, shiny object. And we're like, oh, we forget about the problem that we're having. So, yeah, that's not a good thing. But it happened. We should probably be more careful about that shit in the future.